Hello, I'm Teacher Oakley. Welcome to Verbling. In the next hour, we are going to continue our series on business English. Today's focus will be primarily on business ethics. As usual, this class will involve a lot of discussion, description, and opinion about various aspects of business today, the controversial aspect of business ethics. In addition, we may look at a little vocabulary, and maybe a little bit of grammar. Today we're going to look at a little bit at using signal phrases and signal words to introduce sentences, for example. Most of all, we're going to discuss and debate business ethics in the world, in your country, as an abstract concept. Okay, let me welcome Matthew to the class. Hello.
Hey, Teacher Oakley.
Oh,
How have you been?
okay, a long time no see. How are you doing?
Well, doing well. I didn't come on Verbling for I think 5 months or something. So
Been a while.
yeah. So
Yeah. So
what about what?
yeah, it's been a while. A long time no see.
So what's new in your life? Something?
Nothing at all. Same old, same old. Business.
Did you change your internet company?
I don't know. Since I last saw you, I don't know. I bought a new computer. I updated to Windows 10.
Wow. Sounds good.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I got a new camera. I don't know. Sure. Always trying to improve. Stay ahead of the curve.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let me welcome some other students to the class. Heidi is also with us. Hello, Heidi. Welcome back.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Likewise. And Six is with us. Hi, Six. How are you today?
Oh, fine.
Great.
And you?
I'm doing okay. To be honest, there's a very worrying, severe storm in the area. I'm hearing a lot of thunder.
Oh, really?
A little concerned about it, but other than that, I'm doing okay. But yeah, I'm okay. Okay. Our topic today, the tricky topic, the controversial topic, I guess, of business ethics. Okay. Let's start off with the basics. All right. I'm going to do a screen share. All right. Just some of the basics here. Okay, what responsibilities do you think large companies have to their shareholders, stakeholders, or society? One thing that we have to note before we really start discussing is what is the difference between shareholders and stakeholders? Well, you can see stakeholders, these words in English have different meanings. Stakeholders would be a company's customers, employees, suppliers. They have a stake in the profitability, the viability of the company. Customers want the product, employees obviously get their wages, and suppliers sell their supplies, commodities, to a company. So they have a stake in how well the business is doing. So we can lump them all together into the broader term stakeholders. Shareholders, okay, publicly traded companies have stocks. People buy stocks. The people who buy the stocks or shares are shareholders. In other words, they basically own the company by owning the stocks. Okay, so there you go. Before we get started, and I'll give everybody a turn to weigh in on this, let me quickly welcome Herman. Hello, Herman.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, welcome to the class. Thank you for
Okay.
joining us.
Sorry?
Okay, thank you for joining us.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right. Okay, let's, all right. In general, this is a very general question. All right, Matthew, what do you think? To what degree, what responsibilities do large companies have to these different segments related to their
Well, okay, so I think to their shareholders, large companies have like to give profit. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Did I get like the question?
Well, yeah. They have a responsibility to show a profit, and then they can pay dividends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To their stakeholders, like customers, for example, they have they should like give like at least the quality, so a product with at least average quality, I think, and to the employers a good salary, or maybe average salary, let's say, and their suppliers, what could be what responsibilities to 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 to, to pay the money in the term, like how do you say, like in proper terms or what?
Yeah. The phrase is under the terms. So maybe under the terms agreed on, like that.
Mm-hmm. Under the terms agreed on.
Sure.
And for society in general, I think they don't. They have like to. In general, the company should be ecologically friendly. So basically, they shouldn't pollute the earth, and they shouldn't steal. They shouldn't fraud on something. In general, like should be. What do you call that word?
Not sure. Moral? Ethical?
Integrity. That's the word.
Okay, they should have integrity. When we use
but how? Okay, but can you use like they should be integer?
That's a very good question. That's an excellent question, and I've always thought it's odd, actually, that there isn't a noun form. Like you should be integritus. Okay, there's a noun form, integrity. There's not an adjective form. Is what I was trying to say.
Okay.
So we say you should show integrity or have integrity. If there is an adjective form, which there may be, but nobody ever uses it. We always say show integrity or have integrity.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a very good place to start. All right. Basic responsibilities for all of these groups. Excellent. So let me move on to Heidi. All right. All right. I think Matthew fairly well covered the basic.
Yeah, he already said a lot of things.
Yeah.
If I add one thing, fair trading.
Please.
It happened in Indonesia. The Nike shoes, not the same company, but different company in Indonesia. They produced only Nike shoes. They had used labor, child labor. It became very big problem. Journalists criticized Nike, just Nike.
Okay, right. Because now, who is that? Who is that practice affecting here? The shareholders, the customers, the employees, the suppliers, obviously the employees, because you're talking about travel.
About.
Right.
And last year, it happened in Bangladesh.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Sewing factory collapsed. They used labor very low wage, with very low wage. So many people criticized the big companies like Disney or some American companies.
Mm-hmm.
Then they withdraw from Bangladesh, but they moved to other poor countries.
Right.
Now they are producing the same thing.
Right, in a different country. Right, and there, okay, very good. There's a sticky wicket. Do you know what a sticky wicket is? This is a idiomatic expression. Have you ever heard of that, Heidi? A sticky wicket?
Sticky wicket?
A sticky wicket. Yeah. Okay, it's idiomatic, and it means like a sticky situation, a difficult problem. Okay, you know, moving one ethical problem from one area to another, it doesn't.
So it may be
really
a responsibility to society in general.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So not only directly to the employees, but also to society in general. Exactly.
Yeah. If the company is very small, it's no problem. But Nike or very big companies, so it became very big problem.
Okay. Very good. All right. Thank you. Nice job adding to the whole idea. Okay. Carrying the idea even more forward. 6. All right. Heidi just brought up a couple excellent examples of when business ethics go wrong against employees and even society in general. Can you think of any time that a company has done anything ethically wrong to their shareholders? Is that even possible?
It's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you give me an example? How might that happen?
I mean, shareholders, if the companies is public companies,
right,
they may have a lot of little shareholders, very little. Some like just buy very little amount of their stock, and maybe the board. I mean, the chairman or something like the management team, the CEO, the COO, the big shareholders always hurt the benefit of the little shareholders. Always hurt that one.
Okay. Can you think of any particular examples, specific examples? I mean, I can from quite a few years ago, back in the 90s. Do you remember? Okay, go ahead. Okay, I was kind of hinting at, I was wondering if you've heard of a company called Enron. You remember Enron?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go.
It's a scandal, right?
Yeah, big scandal. Exactly. Why? Because very close to exactly what you were saying. The corporate officers who were the major shareholders were completely giving false information to the rest of their shareholders.
Yeah.
Thus falsely driving a high stock value. And paying dividends, they were losing money and paying dividends, which is crazy, obviously. Right. Through complete manipulation of their financials, basically. Yeah. So, yes. most people think, oh, no, businesses always protect their shareholders, but not necessarily. Usually, the shareholders are the ones that can lose the most when the information is withheld or when there's, as you say, insiders, corporate officers doing things that shareholders don't know, are never informed about. Usually, as you say, to benefit themselves. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. Herman.
Yeah, hello.
Hi. All right. Can you think of any time or any case or in any way that what exactly ethical responsibilities does a company have to its customers?
The what?
To the customers. What ethical responsibilities does a company have to its customers?
You mean the ethical responsibility, right?
Yes. Right. Ethical. Like
Okay.
moral. Right and wrong. Ethics.
Ethics, like more, right? You're talking about the more responsibility that they have customers, right?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Okay. I think as a big company, you know, you will have a lot of people that will be competing with you.
Okay.
You can, right? So you have to be extraordinarily careful with what you give to the customers. You have to make sure you can be able to convince them that that your product or anything you're doing is good. And you have to be careful in whatever things you sell to your customers because they are the consumers and they are the one that will like to convince the other customers to patronize you. So your responsibility is to make sure you protect your integrity.
Okay.
And everything.
All right. So you have a responsibility to make a good product, but I think you can even take that farther.
Okay.
Yeah. For example, if you kill your customers, that's not a good idea.
yeah, exactly.
You can't if you run an airline company and 1 out of 10 of your airplanes crashes. Yeah, you're probably dropping the ball on your ethical responsibility. Probably. Just saying. I remember a few years ago, a couple of Chinese companies. Oh my goodness, horrifying! Selling baby formula, baby milk, that was actually poisonous. Woohoo! Now, okay, that's obviously an extreme example of, not living up to your ethical standards for the customers. That's really extreme, I know, but okay, you have that kind of thing, as well as some degree also. Herman, do businesses have an ethical responsibility to provide customer service support, like technical support for electronics products or things like that? Is there an ethical responsibility, or is it just smart business?
You mean like customer service, right?
Yes, customer service.
Asking, is it good for a big company to have a customer service?
I'm asking I'm making a semantics question. I'm asking you to make an ethical judgment. Is it a moral issue, or is it just a business decision?
No, it's a moral issue. It's a moral issue because if you don't have a customer service or whatever, there is no way you will be able to communicate with your customers.
Right.
And without that, because as a big company, as a big firm, You must have something like that. So you'll be able to relate with your customers because you can't attend to all the customers.
Mm-hmm.
They come over to you. So there must be a way, a media stuff that you and your customer will be communicating. So I think it's a moral issue to have a customer service, whatever.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. All right. We've hit on some very interesting ideas, and we're going to expand on them a little later. Now, a brief commercial message from vocabulary. Okay. Let's do a little vocabulary exercise before we get into some more heavy discussion. Maybe we can practice using these words a little later in the lesson. So we're going to do a little mix and match exercise. These definitions are definitely skewed toward, pointed at business and thinking about using these words.
Sorry?
Oh, I'm talking to everyone in the class right now, Herman.
Okay.
I'm saying we're going to do a vocabulary exercise. We're gonna match the words or phrases with their definitions. I'm reminding everyone, we're going to take turns. I'm reminding everyone these definitions are definitely biased towards defining them in terms of business. Just keep that in mind, not in terms of general English. For instance, benefits has a lot of meanings in general English, but here we see things such as medical insurance that employees receive in addition to money. Very much the definition is related to business. Okay, and keep this in mind, they may be related to the idea of business ethics. How much is it a part of business ethics to provide insurance for employees, for example? So we may be talking about some of these things later as well. Oh, okay, Matthew, number 2, which definition matches number 2? Premise.
Premise. So I think idea or theory on which a statement or action is based.
Yeah, I think you're exactly correct. Is a premise. We often use the phrase in English based on the premise that blah, 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 blah. Is a very common way to speak it. Okay.
So what would you say, how would you use this word? Can you give an example? Like,
I can try. Okay. In the United States, all companies, at least of a certain size, must provide insurance benefits. The premise of that idea is that this is a social responsibility that companies must fulfill. Okay, so
it's a little long phrase.
Sure. Okay. All right. Okay, let me think about another way. All right, in a championship football match, okay, they will always have a shootout at the end of the game. The premise is you can't have a tie in a championship game. Somebody has to win. All right. The idea or theory on why you have a shootout at the end of a football game is because there can only be one champion.
What shoot?
Sorry? Shootout.
Yeah, shootout. What is that?
Shootout? I don't know. Maybe there's another word for it. When they take turns, each team has 5 chances to kick a goal into the goal from right outside the penalty box. The score at the end of the game is 1-1, so that each team takes turns kicking one time. Whoever gets the most points wins the game. Somebody's got to win is the premise. Why they're doing that, the reason behind it, the idea, the premise is there's only one champion. Like that. So anyway, that's how you use that. Okay, Heidi, number 3. Discharge a debt.
Discharge a debt. Pay a debt completely.
Excellent. Okay. Again, we don't normally use this phrase for our day-to-day activity. How would you say that for you personally, like you, a human being, Heidi, or me? I wouldn't say I discharged my debt to Visa. I would never say that. How would you say it in more conversational English?
Discharge is give up to pay the debt.
Yeah,
right?
you're absolutely correct. But say you owe on your Visa card and it took you 3 months to. What do you say? How do you express that in more conversational English? Do you know?
Credit card.
For example, anything.
For example, credit card discharge him from the payment because
okay, I think you're misunderstanding.
Not default.
Okay, I think you're misunderstanding my question. If we generally use this terminology, discharge a debt, only talking about business. If I'm saying I paid all the money to my credit card, I normally say I paid off my credit card. Pay off. Normal conversation English, we don't say discharge a debt, we say pay off a debt, commonly. Okay, that's what I was trying to, that's what I was trying to get at. As usual, business English is more formal. That's normal. Okay. Whoa, big thunder outside. 6, number 4, stakeholders. Well, kind of talked about this at the beginning of the class. 6, what is the best definition for stakeholders?
And the answer is obvious because we have seen it before.
Yeah.
It's people such as employees, customers, or citizens who are involved with an organization and therefore have an interest in its success.
Okay, very good. Anybody who has an interest. By the way, this is used for business, but you can be a stakeholder in some other kind, in a different way. For example, okay, all right, maybe it's really important to me that my parents don't get a divorce. I'm a stakeholder in their marriage. If they get a divorce, then I'm going to have to live with my mother in a different city and I'll miss all my friends. Okay? It is possible to use this word in a different way, but generally it's always used for business. Okay. Herman, number 5.
I think
better off.
Things such as medical insurance that employee receiving additional money, right?
No, that's benefits.
Okay, that is benefit. This one is better off.
Better off. Simple meaning, actually. You're better off than you were last year.
Okay. Fail to reach a desired standard.
No.
Better off last year.
Yeah, just go straight across, actually. Here on the page. Better off, you're richer. All right? This phrase, a little bit, I don't know, colloquial or idiomatic. I'm better off than I was last year. I'm richer than I was last year.
I think indirect result of others' event or situations.
Okay, that's...
Right?
No. No, the correct answer for number 5 is E.
E, okay, richer,
Richer.
right?
That's it. Richer.
Because I think can be try very hard to make something happen. So that's why I was trying to use other things entirely.
Oh, okay. No, just richer, wealthier, more money. You're better off. It's pretty simple and direct.
Okay, per arrow, that is richer. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Matthew, back to you, number 6.
6. Strive for. Try very hard to make something happen.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Okay. What is something you could strive for? Many things. Can you give me an example, Matthew?
Well, I'm striving for peace in my soul.
Nice. Okay, very good. Strive for excellence is a common collocation. All right. Strive. This company strives for excellence in all things. All right. Sure, many things you could strive for. All right, Heidi, number 7. Fall short of.
Fall short of. Fail to reach a desired standard.
Where is it? Yes, that is it. G. Very good. Right. So, what can you fall short of? Fall short of blank. Can you give me an example? A word that may go with fall short of.
Fall short of satisfactory the result.
Fall short of a satisfactory result. Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, sure. Absolutely. Okay, that's a very direct example. Great. You can also, like more personally, you can fall short of money, fall short of funds. You can fall short of a goal. Well, similar to what Heidi just said, it was a desired result. Okay. You can fall short of projected earnings in business, fall short of the sales forecast. Okay. Anything that's forecasted or goals you can fall short of. It's very common. All right, number 8, a little more complex. 6, what are knock-on effects?
Knock-on effects is indirect results of other events or situations.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, all right. For example, okay. What knock-on effects does it have if the Chinese economy slows down? Many. I try to give you the most easy, broad example. If the Chinese economy slows down, there's going to be a great multitude of knock-on effects. Can you, like what, for example?
Like what? Let me think. Maybe the stock. The stock broke.
Okay.
Not broken. It's flat. It's raising.
Well, maybe not break, but it's not exactly raising, I wouldn't say, but okay. Okay, it may affect stocks, to put it simply, sure. But other knock-on effects, oil prices go down when the world economy slows down because there's not as much demand. That is a knock-on effect of a slowdown in a major country like America. The economy slows down in America, Europe, China. Oil prices are going to go down. That's a knock-on effect. Steel production goes down because nobody's building because the economy's slowing down. That's a knock-on effect.
Is it the same as the domino effect?
Well, it's darn close, Heidi. Yeah, it's the same idea, actually. Yeah, Heidi, that's a very good way to think about it, actually. Right, one thing directly causes another, which causes another, which causes another. Yeah, that's a very good way to conceptualize it, actually. That is basically what it means. Okay. All right, let's talk a little bit more. Herman, passing the ball on to you. Do you agree that, or do you disagree, that, number one, companies have a debt to society apart from the debt of paying taxes and obeying law? Of course, companies should obey the law, and they should pay taxes, which, frankly, even that's asking a lot these days in some cases. But regardless, what do you think of this first bullet point, Herman?
Yeah, I agree to that.
Okay. I agree with that. You agree with something, not to. If you, well, okay, wait a minute, time out. If you agree to something, then you're going to actually, that means you're actually going to do something. All right?
Okay.
If you agree with something, you agree with an idea. Okay. If you agree to something, that means to we use with verbs. That means you're going to do something. All right. So you agree with it. Okay. Well, like what? What debt to society does a company have besides, you know, the normal, paying taxes, obeying the law? Herman, are you there? Herman, did I lose you? Did you lose connection? Yep. Yes, I did. Okay. Matthew.
Yeah.
All right. Again, here we're talking about, okay, ethical responsibilities to society. So, all right. You can even, if you want to, you can comment on companies paying taxes and obeying the law. Which, anyway, what other ethical responsibilities do companies have to society?
Well, actually, I think they should not as I said in the beginning, to not pollute the environment where they are working, where they work. So basically, if the companies manufacture, it's how they say the companies are manufacturing.
Mm-hmm. Sure, it's the company's manufacturing, right? Sure.
Yeah. So it shouldn't emit carbon dioxide. Yeah.
Ah, okay. There you go. Well, there's a huge area of controversy. Congratulations, you've opened up a can of worms.
I won $1 billion.
Okay. Very good. To what degree is a company ethically responsible to lower emissions? That's a way to say it, Matthew, by the way. Lower CO2 emissions and reduce air pollution. That's a good one. Yeah, everybody's fighting that battle right now. All right. Heidi, Matthew opened that can of worms. Do companies in Japan voluntarily introduce pollution controls, or does the government have to make laws?
Yes, it made laws. About 20 years ago, there are many people sued in the court. There are a lot of air pollution and even water and rivers and underground water contaminated a lot. People got injured and sick. So there are many cases in the court. Almost all cases, the habitants were residents won. Then after that, the government needed to change the rule. They have a very strict rule, even to the cars. Car can't emit CO2 too much.
Right.
I'm not sure what the limitation. So the people said Japanese car has emission, CO2 emissions very limited because of Japanese rule.
Right. And you know what? America adopted those same rules. We have the same. Japan doesn't have to change its emissions control system to sell a car in the United States. We have the same rules.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
my husband is working on the chemical product companies. Then every 3 months, officers from fire office come to check the switch or air pollution levels.
Really? Interesting.
Yes, very strict.
Ah, that's interesting. Okay. I don't know if you guys have heard, but Obama very recently, last week, I think, he released his plan to, he's going to try to push it through. Good luck this late in his presidency, but his very ambitious plan is to cut emissions, industrial emissions, manufacturing, industrial emissions of CO2 and related gases by 40%. I think by 2020 is the goal.
Many factories move to China. If they limit their pollution by themselves, like voluntarily, maybe they kept the rule, Japanese rule in China. But I don't think so. So it means they are not voluntary.
Well, here is the problem. If companies in the United States have to reduce emissions by 40%, that's going to cost them money. It's going to cut into profits. So then they just move the factory to China. Boom, boom, boom. Does it really stop world pollution and CO2 emissions? No, it just moves it somewhere else. So it's really a difficult subject. I don't know. And 6, let me throw it over to you. Okay. Is China starting to deal with this problem?
It means
With
environment protection?
Yeah, and CO2 emissions. I
don't know, actually. I don't care about that.
Oh, okay. Well, I have no comment. Really? You don't care about pollution? All right.
Oh, you mean COT?
CO2. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. It's a gas, something a type of air. You know, I always think it's just a lie. The CO2 something. Yeah, it's a lie. You know, some experts says, I don't agree with that. It's just a development country. Do some
okay.
You know,
I'm going to do a Verbling class. I'm going to do a CO2 experiment so I can show people. Look, here, in front of your eyes. See how this works? Okay. Anyway.
I think it's just it's a exploitation of
really?
the development country to the developing country or the you know, the undevelopment countries.
Okay, even if you don't believe that CO2 exists, do you believe pollution exists?
Yeah, I know pollution. Yeah, air pollution, because you know the air in Beijing is very, very bad. It's, yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. To what degree do companies in Beijing, in China, think they have any responsibility to keep pollution out of the rivers and the air and the ground? Or is that not a concern?
Oh no, I think the government is very, very concerned about that, especially in Beijing, because Beijing is the capital of our country.
Okay, the government is, but are the companies?
Oh, the companies.
do the companies care? I think fundamentally, when you get down to it, the companies are going to have to care, one way or the other.
Yeah, it appears that the companies in China don't do that since a lot. I mean yeah.
Another really surprising news, actually shocking recent news. I found it quite shocking. In United States, I can't remember the number, 140, 144, 160, I don't remember exactly. Over 100 and something. American companies, and these are not ABC shoe company. These are companies like Nabisco, Quaker Oats, General Foods. These are Nestle, humongous companies in the United States have come out in favor of Obama's plan to cut emissions and reduce pollution in the country, which I was actually shocked. Usually business is the last one to volunteer to do these things, but wow. Just noting it was quite shocking, actually.
You know, the development of industry will cause pollution of the air, the rivers, I mean the environment. So it's so hard. I think it's need time to resolve that problems. Because
here it is, 6. There is science to prevent it from happening. It's just cheaper not to use the science. You know, I just have to be blunt with you. There are ways to reduce pollution. It's just companies are greedy.
Yes, so the company wants the more margin, and they will use the cheap solutions. Yes, absolutely, because they just want
right.
benefit. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Right. Which is what we're talking about right here, right now. The ethical problems involved with all this. Okay. Okay. Well, we basically talked about all these points as we're talking about this subject. Okay. Let's move on to a little different activity. End of class. I want to look at some adverbs and adverbial phrases in English, used in English in business writing, speaking. Okay, these are called, this list before you, these are called adverbs, adverbial phrases. Obviously, phrases, more than one word. Things like all the while, simply put, all things considered, supposedly. All right, these are adverbs that are commonly used in more formal writing, especially business writing. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can gain some understanding of these. Which adverb or adverbial phrase is used to emphasize that something is good in a bad situation, for example? Herman, let me take it over to you. Good in a bad situation.
Unfortunately.
No, that's just bad. Nope.
Okay, though.
Where? What?
Though.
Don't see it. Though?
Yeah.
I don't see it. Thus?
Thus.
Thus. Thus.
Yeah.
No, thus is used to show a result.
Okay.
Okay. So, unfortunately, I broke my leg. That's just bad. Thus, I can't walk. So that's the result. Like that. All right. Emphasize something is good in a bad situation.
Okay, at least.
At least. Okay. At least. Yeah. All right. At least I'm not dead. Yes, I broke my leg, but at least I'm not dead.
Well, then, yeah.
Okay. Yay. Very good. All right. Let's try another one. Matthew, which adverb or phrase is used to, why am I reading these? Okay, number 2. Matthew, can you read this?
Is used to emphasize that you mean exactly what you are saying and nothing more.
Mm-hmm.
Could you show me? So,
Yeah.
Okay, simply put.
Very good. Simply put, that is correct. And that's all I mean, and nothing more.
Okay.
Absolutely. Very good. Excellent. Heidi, which number 3?
Is used to indicate what should happen, but in fact does not. Supposedly.
Very good. Excellent. All right. How could you use supposedly?
It's a hypothetical, no?
Yes, it is. You're right. It's used to express a hypothetical idea. Right. Something that you wish was true. Okay. Something like, supposedly politicians are honest. Ha ha! We all know that's not true.
No. So explain to us. Okay.
About politicians? Oh my
The
God.
problem is supposedly fixed.
There you go. Yeah. Oh yeah, I could use that one with my landlord. Yeah.
But actually not.
Yeah, but actually not. Supposedly the landlord fixed my plumbing problem, but every time it rains I have the same problem. Yeah, that's it. You got it. Very good. 6. Number 4.
Means all the time, all the same time.
At
At the same time, all the while. All the while. Yeah.
all the while. Okay. Right. To talk about 2 parallel actions, 2 things that are happening at the same time. It's a little more. It's a little more refined than that. However, okay. Donald was worried that his wife would find out that he was cheating on her. All the while, Donald's wife was having an affair of her own. Dun dun dun. Okay. All the while, we often use to express a parallel action that the first person doesn't know about. It's not always used that way, but it can be used that way. All right. It can be used just simply to talk about 2 parallel actions, but sometimes, in addition, there's that added element that the person doesn't know about one of the actions, usually the second action. All right, Herman, number 5.
Says I'm going to express something complicated in an complicated way.
What? No, number 5.
Okay, number 5. Mean for this reason.
Yeah. Okay.
Means for this reason. Those.
Thus.
Those, right.
Thus. Yeah. I broke my leg, thus I can't walk. For this reason, I can't walk. There it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Matthew, number 6.
Means taking everything into account. So, all things considered.
Indeed. Yep. All things considered, it's a good plan. It's something like that would be very normal. All right. When we think about everything, it's still a good plan. We often come up with a conclusion after we say all things considered. Very good. Number 7, Heidi.
Says I'm going to express something. Something complicated in an uncomplicated way. something
Was that complicated? Yes, that was complicated.
complicated way. Oh, simply put.
Yeah. Simply put. Simply said. More simply. Okay. All right. Simply put. It's a lot easier way to say that. Simply put is a lot more easy than the definition there was crazy. Okay, 6, number 8.
A signal that the sentence which follows will express some bad effects of a situation.
Okay.
Oh my God, I forgot what I saw.
Bad effects, negative, something negative.
Oh, I unfortunately.
Unfortunately, that is correct. Fortunately, maybe fortunately, that is correct. Yeah. Okay. All right. There we go. Let's try. Okay. I'll scroll up if I have to, but hopefully you can remember some of these. Let's see. We've only got 4 minutes or something. Let's see if we can fill in the blanks with some of these adverbs and adverb phrases. Herman, number 1.
Can you go back, please? Just scroll up.
Okay. Do you want to read it first?
Okay, dash. Okay, let me read it first.
Yeah. Okay. Number
Okay,
1.
dash. Capitalism is a system based on private ownership of property and the pursuit of profit.
Okay.
It's a system based on profit.
Like capitalism is.
At least
I
capitalism is what?
don't think you'd say at least capitalism is. You say at least when you're comparing to something else. What you're doing here, they're defining capitalism. Okay. So what adverb or adverbial phrase when you give a definition?
Okay, like let me just use the word this one, supposedly.
Okay. Well, that's a funny answer. Supposedly. Okay, that could be an accurate answer, Herman. I wasn't expecting it. Supposedly, capitalism is a
system based on private ownership of property and the pursuit of profit.
Okay. That if I say supposedly, that means but really it's not. All right.
Okay.
That would mean that you have another idea what capitalism is. I would say, simply put, capitalism is blah blah blah. Simply put, a banana is a yellow fruit of an oblong shape which must be peeled to be eaten. Okay? I'm defining something.
You can say unfortunately.
You could say unfortunately if you thought this was a bad thing. You could say supposedly. Herman's answer is not, technically speaking, wrong, but it implies something. It implies that this is not the case. If you say unfortunately, Matthew, you're implying that this is a bad thing, right?
Okay.
Okay. If I just say simply put, I'm just saying this is the definition. I'm not making a judgment one way or the other. Okay. That was excellent. That was an interesting exercise, actually. Oh, okay. Matthew, next one, number 2.
He seemed to be an excellent team worker, but we didn't realize that he was passing our company secrets to a competitor.
Oh my God.
Could you show me?
Yeah. There you go.
Unfortunately.
Could be unfortunately. Yes.
Merely.
No, not merely.
All the while.
All the while, right? 2 things were going on. He seemed to be this great employee, but all the while, at the same time that he was this great employee, secretly he was passing secrets. Aha!
So at the same time, yeah, all the while.
Yeah, at the same time, right? You didn't realize at the same time he was passing. Right. but all the while has that extra little meaning of secretly. Okay, I would like to finish all those exercises, but unfortunately we just don't have time.
Simply put, the class is over.
Unfortunately, you are correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Great class.
Thank you.
Nice.
See you